Wisconsin said if you wanted to get some of the white people, Republicans, tell them that black people on welfare are taking their money out of their paycheck, they're having to pay for that.
They never vote for it.
Okay, and they'll become Republicans.
They,
Right. All those southern states now have Republican governors.
because they were told lies.
Yes.
We're getting fed lies, yeah.
But the Republicans were cunning enough to know that these whites were uneducated,
Right.
and that they were racist, so they played the race card against them.
And then most of them they're not registered to vote. But then they register to vote, then they drop off once he vote these people in. So then that's what happened when all of a sudden Donald Trump come along, and he's talking the same stuff they're talking. They used to hearing. So now they go register to vote.
Absolutely.
And that's part of how you won.
Because the county that gave them the most support was the county somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains. I think it was Tennessee. And the white people that were so dumb, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, it's like, what planet are you from, and what is your reality? You just think that this billionaire white man has something in common
With you. He don't give this as much as he don't like black people. He don't care about you either.
Because to the whites, the uneducated whites were a disgrace.
Right.
To the race.
Right.
Okay, we're superior, right? And here you are on the level.
Have a good one, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's their thinking.
Yeah.
And if they're thinking, you know, personally, I don't feel that either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party has the interest of black people
Not at all.
at heart. Okay?
Not at all.
Because I want to say this, I'm going to go get shit out. In the Great Recession, in the Great Depression occurred in 1933. The unemployment rate among white men was 25%. Okay? They call that a Great Depression. The unemployment rate in the inner city is over 50%. But nobody calls that a depression. Right? 25% of white men were unemployed. That was a great depression. Okay?
Right.
Okay?
But 60% of black men unemployed, that's nothing.
No. That's just the system doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
Okay? While we blame them, the black men, for their unemployment situation. You know, because nobody has addressed the systemic racism in America. A lot of these small businesses, they were saying they have not gotten any of the money that the government is supposed to give to help the business. You know, every person with a small business owner, how thin your cash flow is.
Right. Real thin.
Already.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so when you shut them down, you essentially put them out of business.
So that's why I told my son, I told my kids, I said, give us a couple of weeks to a month, maybe a little longer. And I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing a lot of white people protest. So when Detroit popped up, all those white people, so I said, see, now look who is hurting. All them people, and I bet you 90% of them people or more are the same ones that voted for Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
They're the same people that voted for Donald Trump. Same thing they said about out here in Manhattan Beach protesting white people. I bet you some of those 90% or more of those people are
Orange County has been Republican for,
same 90% of those people are voted for Donald Trump. Now look out. Good. I'm glad to see you're certain your bottom line now. You voted for that man. And now you upset. You done voted for this white man that's running the states and the cities that are Republicans. Now you upset with the same people, with your president.
because see, I worked in Orange County for about almost 8 years. they thought they were the system, right?
Yeah.
But when Orange County went bankrupt, it gave to get the change down there, okay? And now the housing crisis in '08 and the recession that came after that, Orange County was really bad.
Right.
Shoppers and associates.
The housing
To help
crisis
prevent the spread of germs, cover costs and sneezes with
and
tissue, and discard
a lot
the
of those
trash.
good paying jobs
If a tissue is not available, use the bend of your elbow to cover coughs and sneezes.
and moved
Wash
to
your hands
other,
often and thoroughly.
Like Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
all Republican states.
Sanitizer frequently.
Texas, at one time, the governor had made it perfectly clear. I'm sending people to California to recruit businesses to come out here. He made it clear.
And they were doing that.
He said, I'm not denying nothing. Yes, I did that. I recruited people, made people go to California, recruit businesses to come here, get them fantastic deals. Oh, for the first year, you pay $1 rent. Or for the first 5 years, 3 years, 2 years.
Because Texas got so much land, man.
Right, they're steadily growing.
Yeah. And so what was killing people here is, the cost of land and all of that, and
Because who has the money to buy the land, then build your business on it? Other than a billionaire. Who has that kind of money? Nobody. Not the good portion of us don't. So you got to acquire a building that's already set up. That's a few $100,000, or rent a building. So you're struggling to pay rent, and then struggling to pay your employees if you got employees, And then now, so I tell people, you have to be careful with these. Now they're offering all these emergency business loans. If you heard, if you don't have 25 or so more employees, you got to pay it back. And you have to be careful when you get these small business loans, or they just money with it, whatever kind of money they want to call it, giving you. Because if not, if you don't have a certain amount of employees, or if you can't get back on your feet in 6 months to a year, you got to pay that back.
and the chances are that small business won't be able to do that because they're already in hot water financially.
Right. Already in a bad space.
So,
It'll be very few that'll come back.
yes, absolutely, bro.
So, and like the businesses in Lamar Park, every time I go through there, I don't see nobody in there like they're shopping over there. I don't understand how those businesses are successful doing anything. They've been there for years. Years. You know what I'm saying? So, you think the virus is something. There's going to be a lot of people committing suicide.
Yeah, well, people are already starting to do that, man. Because, California used to be democratically governed. But when Ronald Reagan became governor of California, that's when Republicans politics started.
Right.
And they came in with an agenda to get these businesses out of California into neighboring Republican states. The aerospace industry here was huge. And where are those aerospace companies now?
Friend of mine, they're gone. They're already out of business or gone. Friend of mine is a surgical nurse at Cedars-Sinai. Her boss is the chief of staff. The chief of staff of all the doctors. That's her direct boss. And she came by here one day. She said, is this somewhere we can sit down and I can show you something? So we went over to Winchell, where they were sitting there real quick. Damn. You didn't see that cone and stuff back there? And she says, they're inflating the numbers as far as the people that died. I said, what? She said, not everybody's dying that has coronavirus. But because they had a temperature, or because they sold runny nose, or something that's related to a cold. Hey now, hey sir. All right, how you doing? Good to see you. Just because they showed something related to a cold, not necessarily have to be a virus, and they died from something else they were in the hospital for. Like she said, they had a patient because he had the flu, so his kidneys were messing with him, and all of a sudden everything else stuff started to shut down. But because we can only treat him a certain way, it was only so much we can do, and he needed an operation. And since they weren't doing surgeries, wasn't nothing they can do.
I mean, which is insane right there.
Which is already insane, right? Right enough as it is, but it's only so much we can do. So he ended up dying. So they later him died, and they tried to put it on there, died because of the coronavirus. She said, don't do that to that family. Died, put on there, put died complications from the flu. Put on there for real.
Yeah, the truth.
Because if y'all want to get sued, because think about it, there's going to be somebody in the family say, what? He was in here for the flu. And something with his kidneys. Y'all understand he died from coronavirus? Yeah, we understand we couldn't come visit this. So think about it, somebody in the family will be smart to think that.
And think about this now. You can't, your loved one is dying and you can't come visit them.
Right.
Okay? You got to take this hospital's word. You know.
That's what I'm saying. When any other time, I was in the hospital in 2016 for a respiratory infection. They said it was almost ready to turn into pneumonia. Now, whenever they came into the room, guess what they did? Put on a mask. Anybody that came and saw me had to put on a mask.
Pneumonia is very contagious, man.
So, one of the nurses came in and didn't even have a mask on. I said, "But you don't have a mask on," when they saying I'm borderline pneumonia. She said, let me tell you something. There is no borderline to pneumonia. Either you have it or you don't. So, don't listen to them white doctors tell you that bullshit. Either you got pneumonia or you don't. Is there a borderline cancer? Is there a borderline diabetes? Either you got diabetes or you don't. Either you got cancer or you don't. Either you got AIDS or you don't. Either you got HIV or you don't. So there is no borderline to anything. So and she said, I got 30 years of being a nurse. And I've studied infections and disease control. And I've taken classes for that. I know what stuff is about, but she said, baby, you don't know me. You have no reason to trust me. She said, but if you go believe or trust anything I say, believe what I'm telling you right now. There is no borderline person having pneumonia or anything like that. Because either you got it or you don't. She said, and then I just talked to her, I called her last week. She said, what kills viruses? What kills germs? She said, why do you think we had a hospital so cold? It kills the germs. So, and then too, she said, for them to tell people they can't come visit their loved ones, that's ridiculous. When we got to put on all this cap and gowns and masks and shit. You can't allow one person to come sit with their loved one. And then she said, we're covering up our ears. The cap we wear, we got to cover our ears up. The person can't do that. They come visit their loved one, their wife, especially if this person is married, the spouse. So she said, look, I don't tell anybody what to do or how to do it. But do what you feel is best for you. I was just talking to her the other day about it. She said, if you don't feel comfortable wearing a mask all the time, you ain't got to wear it all the time. But just practice what they're telling you. She said, I'm not telling you, to not do it, but just be careful and, practice a few feet, 6 feet or whatever. Try not to, if you do feel sick, stay home. But all this, like you said, like we were saying, yeah. Yes. That's why I love my job, brother. That's why I love my job. Hey, I didn't know you. I thought you were single all this time. I heard you say your lady one day came through. Oh no. What I'm saying that when you were saying you had to hurry up and get home because your lady be home in a minute. I said I didn't know you were in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and of course we all gonna look anyway. So yeah.
That's my dad used to say. He said, son, you can look what you don't love. I said, well, then, how do you know when to stop looking?
Right. When you don't just stop looking, right?
I mean, what's that borderline between looking and lusting?
I get it all the time when I go out with friends that are married couples, and I'll be sitting there. The way I sit, like if I'm at a club, I want a wide angle, so you can't tell I'm looking. I don't want you to be able to tell me, and it's not to say I want to be in that safe zone. So if one of their friends is interested in me, I want to be in that safe zone. Well, no, he ain't. I don't think he's looking. And so one time I did that. I went to a friend of mine invited me to a friend of hers birthday party, and I had my little spot. And so we chilling doing that. She said, "You good?" My friend's friend. She said, "You good?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I know you see all this stuff that's walking around this club." I said, "Yeah, I see it. But also too, I see you. They introduced me to you." So I said, "Now, do you want me to pay attention to other females in here?" I can, because I'm single. And we're just meeting. But don't do that. Because you know why? That chases a man off. Especially if you're looking for a relationship. So what is it that you want? Are you really looking for a relationship? Because
But a lot of times, though, at the club, the guys are not looking for.
right. Now, that's what I told her. I said, most guys come here. I said, now don't get me wrong. I'm still a man. I'm still going to look. So, but yeah, you're right. When you going to stop, but yeah, we look all of this. I see this all day. I'm like, and my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good spot. This is it.
Hey, you got the perfect place.
Right. That's why I stay right here. I can just look and not even really, get in trouble for it. Yeah. Stay right here all day. So how you doing, man? You doing okay?
Oh yeah.
Good.
I'm good, man. These stimulus packages for unemployed, they're going to give us $600 more per week.
Right. Yeah. I heard him say that. Yeah, which is good.
What they're already giving.
So let's say you get 500 a week, you get an extra 600 a week on top of it. Yeah. So it works out. Yeah.
So you're looking at about $4,000 a month.
Give or take. Yeah. Yeah. So which is
Which is good, yeah. Because
helps you pay your rent, your bills, everything.
Yeah. Because they're taking that out of our checks anyway.
Right. So why not give it to us? Why not give it to?
They're just giving it back to us.
Because me and my mother was talking about that the other day. Well, we talk about it almost every day. She said, "Well, what if they put you out on unemployment?" I said, "Well, with the way they talking about that, with the stimulus thing, I would get an extra $600, whatever, on top of whatever I would be getting. So basically, if I was getting $400, I would get another $600, be $1,000 a week. So,
Supposed to do that until July the 31st.
right. So until I get, or until I get back on my feet, get back to working, whatever.
Yeah. But a lot of these Republican states, though, they want to bring their economy, because they don't want to give these people that kind of unemployment money.
Right.
See, you know what I mean?
Because it's hurting their back end too. Because think about it. The states pay the government. The states have to send the government money every month or every year, whatever. So if you're not receiving a certain amount of money, that means these politicians are hurting.
Shoppers and associates, please join us in practicing social distancing. Avoid mass gatherings and maintain a distance of 6 feet, approximately 2 car lengths.
Right. Yeah, they're using that money to pay other stuff. So if they're not receiving that money, so right now, think about it. Think about all the tax money from these businesses they're not receiving right now that are closed. That's millions and millions of dollars.
Now, check this out. They were saying that right now, there are 22 million people unemployed. but they only count the unemployment claims that were filed. Okay? If you didn't file an unemployment,
They're not counting that.
so you're not counted in that. So it's not really an accurate count.
No, it's not.
Okay, of the unemployed in this country.
Because think about the unemployed that's been unemployed.
Yes, brother. Okay, and they don't count those.
Nah. So that could be another 30 or 40 million people.
Oh,
Easy. Easy. So, yeah. My mother used to work for EDD.
Yeah, okay.
My mother started with EDD in 1980. She worked for EDD for 10 years. She said that them numbers are lies. She said, why they doing that?
They don't want to tell the people the truth, man.
She said, think about the businesses that just closed. Macy's, right before all this started, just announced they were finna close some stores or close stores. Sears, they just closed stores right before all this stuff popped off.
And Disneyland just stopped paying their 100,000 employees, that they laid off.
Right.
Okay, they're not paying them anymore.
No, they're not.
Because, Disney was making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Did they make a mask already?
You can give me one. I'll have my own, but you can give me one. It's since you're here.
But think about that, having to pay 100,000 people, okay, that are not working. This takes me a lot of money, away from them,
Right, it is.
So, but hey, Cap.
All right, good to me seeing you, sir.
You can just sign right here on the paper.
This paper right here. You got a pen with you? You got you using your own personal car? All right, is that a company car?
It's a rental they got because the
Oh, the
other
vehicle.
car is getting service right now.
I wonder why George didn't send my jacket. I asked him to give me a jacket.
Oh, he never told me anything about that.
424?
Yeah. Kevin Gales, right?
Yeah. Your name is?
Right.
Okay, I finally get to meet you. I talked to you on the phone before.
No, I saw you last time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
while ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. I'm not able to come because of the other dude over there. Mike Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's mine.
Oh, this yours?
It's yours right now. Yeah, just saying right there.
Thank you, sir.
All right, then.
Sorry for touching your mask.
No, you're good. All right, Kevin.
All right, man. See you later. Thanks. Oh, they gave me a nice one. It's all right. It'll work. It'll work for right now. I told a couple of weeks ago. I've been with Securitas 16 and a half years now.
Yeah.
Now, I remember a time when something would happen, and Securitas was on it, meaning they would send you out memos. We had supervisors would come out, hey, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. You got to sign this form, so we discussed this happened. Like they had a post where somebody abused the phone privilege, where we weren't supposed to use the company phone, but somebody used the phone and was making long distance phone calls. So our branch manager at the time was named Mike Kelly. He was livid because the bill was $9,000 and he had to pay that. So of course they fired the guard and he made sure all the supervisors went around to every post we had, make these people sign this memo, give them a copy, make some, and have them understand. You get caught, you utilizing the phone, and you raise the bill and you're going to be terminated. You're going to be responsible for paying that bill. So we always got memos, stuff like that, or if there was issue with sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Oh man, they made us come in and take classes. They sent out memos. So I told George a couple weeks ago, I said, look, George, I said, no offense, please don't take this personally. George been around with me long enough to know.
Yeah.
I said, George, I remember a time with Securitas, he said, yeah, I know. I said, with this, it makes it seem like Securitas don't care.
Yeah, that's what it does seem like. I mean, I've only been with Securitas for a year and like 5 months, but I mean, throughout the time, I've seen a lot too, especially when I work in the office a lot of shit.
Right. And don't get me wrong, I understand the office guys, they got to deal with a lot of shit. Believe me, I understand. But with something as serious what's going on right now with this virus, you would think they would say, send out a mass text or email or make sure send out a memo or something to say, hey, you guys be safe. Give us a little time, but we're gonna make sure you get a mask. We're gonna check on you guys. At least say something, so that for the people that's still working, at least we know it seemed like you do somewhat care.
Exactly.
George said it's not like that. I said, okay, I just like I said, I know, I'm not being innocent, but I remember, and nothing against Wilson, Mike Wilson, but like I said, my branch manager Mike Kelly, when he was here,
They used to be on top of.
I mean, something like this pop off, Mike would be on it. Mike would be like, nah, send out a memo.
Yeah.
He would call, hey, man, get everybody's email. We're going to email them a memo to say, hey, man, we want y'all to be safe. And we're going to get you guys a mask. We're going to do this, do that, During the summertime, like here, they would come out here and bring us an ice chest with 2 cases of water. And we had a place to put it, so when the guards was here, they were able to get water.
I gotta do more stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Some of us giving out the masks, but sometimes the times we work doesn't go like well with the hours some security work.
Right, because by the time you get there,
By the time we coming in, you guys are already coming off.
right, or some places have a guard that's there at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and by the time you get out in the field, the person's already gone.
Exactly.
So there's no shift after him.
Like stuff like that, the manager should have the branch manager Mike should have came out but they don't do that. They wait for us to do everything.
And that's what I said. See, Mike Kelly, something like that,
Yeah.
they don't have no day supervisor. He would come out and do it. He'll go around.
Should be.
He would go around, or have the scheduler do it. Hey, I need you to go deliver, do this. Yeah, it's just to see the tension and stress of people. So yeah, or how the schedule to do it. Hey, go out and deliver these masks. Or bring in a field supervisor during the day.
That's it.
Pay somebody come in during the day. Hey, man, I need you to do this.
They don't want to, man. We only do what we can do.
Right. Now, like I said, I get it. And then also too, I understand why they don't have a day supervisor, because they want to save money.
Exactly.
They don't want to. But and I get it. But at least.
They're the supervisors and the day managers.
But I told Mike when he called me one day. And one day, no, he came by here because he had to go to court, and he had to he came by wanting to see me. And I told him, I said, hey man, it's going to be a time where this coronavirus thing it gets big because it's growing. And I said, you should be prepared for that. I said, if you have a lot of guards that are working and that are having close contact with people, like me, I'm out here in the parking lot. I don't have to really be too close.
Yeah.
I said, you got people that's still in a situation where they have to have close contact, and a guard gets sick, they're going to find a way to try to sue. Especially because they weren't given the proper equipment.
Exactly.
And in some cases, they might be able to win. Because if you're having them work, let's say they're in a booth where they receive their trucks, and they're not given a mask or gloves,
Yeah.
and they have to have people sign or touch the person.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not giving them a mask, and they catch the virus.
There's a lot of stuff they gotta do better, but that's them, man.
Right.
I'm gonna leave because I gotta go to other people before they get off.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it. All right. See you later.